is my card for this month. And so it's this card right here. You get the tutorial for it. And we actually made this together last Wednesday night. Okay? So this is my card for the tutorial. All right. And believe it or not, I'm already working on July's. We have to get them designed early, much earlier than you would think. So the deadline is coming up shortly. So... oh, that is so cool. Oh, Gail, I love it. All right. Well, we're ready to get started, ladies. And we're doing the color and contour bundle tonight. We worked on it last week. We're going to finish it up tonight. And this is one of the cards created with this bundle. Now, it's a stamp set with coordinating dies. It does not have designer paper or embellishments to coordinate with it, although it does coordinate with a lot of our product in the book, okay? And, oh, good, Suzanne, you did win that card last week. That's awesome. So anyway, I'm going to show you some things that do coordinate with it, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this tonight. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I want to show you what the dies look like. By the way, this is the stamp set right here, and you're going to notice the images. They aren't solid images. They have a variation in color, and it's called distinctive stamping, and it's actually a type of stamp that Stampin' Up! Came up with, and they're working on a patent to go with it. So this is just some ingenuity by Stampin' Up! These are the dies that coordinate with it. There's a die to cut out this flower, and there's a die to cut out this flower. It's not here right now because it's in one of my trays. Okay, so you'll see that in a little bit. And then these are all the dies that go with it. Even if you don't care for the stamp set, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but these are a staple. I mean, these are amazing dies. I think I use them on every card now. I know I use them on every card for my open house. So yeah, this is by far one of my favorite bundles too, Tina. It's a great one, and Diane ordered it today. So that'll be here in a couple of weeks for her. So we're gonna have some fun with this tonight. And let's look to see what these dies look like. All right. I have cut them out for you, and so now you'll get a bird's eye view of what the dies actually look like when they're cut out with the cardstock. Aren't they beautiful? They are just super pretty. And this die right here, ladies, and just this one, there is a cut in it, and it's on both sides. It's actually all the way around. And so you can actually put ribbon through that, and I have not tried that. That's the one thing I haven't tried. But these are the Scalloped Contours dies, and the dies alone are $35 US. Okay? Now, I promised you something last week, and I've delivered, so now I've got to get a picture of this. I have taken the dies, and I'm going to zoom in, okay? I've taken these dies, I zoomed in too far, and I have created measurements for you. And this is for the designer paper that goes on the inside of the die. I have found that I've been creating cards and cutting designer paper to put on top of the die cut. And I was measuring every single time that I cut a piece of designer paper. And so I decided that I would do measurements and figure it out. And so here are the measurements. I have 2 more rectangles to show you, but here are all 5 measurements. This is for designer paper. It's not the size of the die, it's designer paper, okay? So I'm gonna leave it here a few minutes if you wanna get a screenshot. I promise I'll take pictures and get those posted by Friday. It'll be on my Facebook page as well as my blog, okay? Okay, now let me show you the other two dies. They are right here. Let me get rid of my Be Creative thing so you can see it. There we go. So here's the designer paper measurement for the large rectangle, no, excuse me, extra large. This is the large, and those are the measurements for the large, okay? So get a screenshot. I will take photographs of it though, okay? But especially with the largest rectangle here, this extra large one, I'm cutting designer paper a lot for this one. And as a matter of fact, I did it for this card. Okay, see how I cut that designer paper for that die? So I've been doing this a lot, okay? Thank you, Sonia. I hope it's helpful for you all. It's gonna be helpful for me. I won't have to measure anymore, but it's got some crazy measurements, okay? It's got some really doozies. Okay, yeah, the pansy paper, I'm gonna show you this designer paper tonight because it's amazing. All right, so I'm gonna move this now and be looking for those DSP measurements to come in a day or two, okay? All right, so let's move some things so I can have a little bit of space here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some cards that I've made. And I made these cards for open house. And here are all 5 of our in colors. Aren't they beautiful? Let me scoot this up a little bit. And if you want to get a screenshot of these, but I promise to do pictures tomorrow. You're so welcome, Simone. Enjoy the measurements. All right, so these are all 5 in colors using the Color and Contour bundle, okay? And as you can see, I've used the largest rectangle, and then I've used the one that's next to the largest, okay? So there they are. Aren't they pretty? I love when new in colors come out because then I can make, you know, the same design but 5 different cards. So, and by the way, if you go on Pinterest, you're going to see so many beautiful cards with this bundle. They are amazing. All right, I'm going to move this and I'm going to show you another set of cards. Here we go again. Now I remember this one. By the way, I put in color embellishments on this one, on these cards. Now, these cards were actually created by Mary Fish, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I actually cased this card, okay? Aren't they pretty? She did a beautiful job on these. I added the in color embellishments. And this is embossed with white embossing powder. Okay, so if you want to get a screenshot of those real quick, just a few more ideas for you. Okay, as you can see, this is one of my favorite bundles. I love it. I want you to look at how it's stamped. When you stamp it, it doesn't fill the entire space, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? Yeah, I love making them in a set, Suzanne, because once you have the design, to make it in 5 colors is super easy. So, all right, now here is another set, and now you're going to see some designer paper that's called Pansy Petals. I think that's the name of it. So this is my envelope flap, okay? And then here is the coordinating card, okay? Now look at the border on this card. All right, I'm gonna show you, I think 5 different borders, okay? So get ready. Here is another card. And then look at the border on this one. All right. And then here's the envelope flap. Now, ladies, I don't know if you can see this, but there are bees in this paper. All right. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying there are bees. All right. Here is the pale papaya. And then you can see this design really well against the gingham paper. This gingham is also from Pansy Petals. And I hope I'm saying the paper color correctly, the designer paper. All right, so that's another design. And then we've got the coordinating envelope. And here is another border. What do you think of these borders? Ooh, wouldn't that be pretty if the card opened like this? Oh my gosh, that would be beautiful. And then again, this paper is from Pansy Petals. Carol, I checked today and I noticed that the bees are back. So you know I'm doing the happy dance, right? I know. I'm gonna try not to order 900 packs like one of my customers said last night. I told her that I had 9 packages on back order and she goes, I thought you were gonna say 900. All right, here's another border. And again, same designer paper pack. I'm gonna show you that designer paper in just a minute. And then look at this envelope pack. Ooh, oh, it could be a handbag, Kisha. I had not even thought of that. Hey, Mana, welcome. We're so happy to have you. One of the cards we're making tonight is your Hostess Club card, Mana. So I'll be sure to point that out for you. Here we are again. Wouldn't this be pretty doing your card this way? And it never occurred to me until right this minute. All right, this paper is from the Pansy Petals too, all right? So I'm going to zoom out a bit if you want to get a screenshot of these, all right? These are 6 different borders, and I'm going to show you where you can find the borders in just a second, okay? Yes, we did miss you, Mana. All right, let's see. I'm in the annual catalog. Grab a screenshot if you want. All right, and again, I will try and get these photographed. I've got a lot of cards I need to photograph. All right, now I'm gonna show you the dies. Okay, hey, Iris, how are you? So good to have you tonight. Ladies, these are the dies that I used to create these 6 cards. Because there are 6 borders, okay? So I did 6 cards with the borders, okay? Now, you can find those dies on page 162 right here. It's called Basic Borders and it's $29. It's item number 155558. All right, so lots of 5s in there, okay? But these are the basic borders. And you know, it's funny when you look at them, it doesn't look like much, but then when you create a card with it, doesn't it just come to life? Now I wanna make some like this. That'll be my next thing. All right, so I'm gonna gather these, okay? And then I'm going to show you what we're going to make tonight, okay? Oh, I've got to show you the Pansy Petal paper. I am sorry. I need to do that. And I've been looking for this. These are the Basic Borders dies, okay? So these are all 6 borders. Had anyone noticed that in the catalog? I'm just curious. Have you noticed the basic borders in the catalog before? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to show you some designer paper. Let me look up the name first. It's Pansy Petals designer paper, and it's item 155807. Oh, that's so funny, Pam. All right, here, this goes with the Pansy Petals suite, okay? Yay, good, 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 good. All right, so here's Pansy Petal paper, okay? And it has bees in it, all right? Just saying. Carol, you need some of this bee paper. Here is the Pale Papaya Gingham. Now, what I love about this particular designer paper package is it coordinates with our new end colors, okay? So keep that in mind. Here is another piece. Now this piece also has the bees. Excuse my arm, I'm gonna zoom in a little for y'all. And then here is the opposite side. It comes 12 by 12. Here is another piece of the pansy paper. Isn't that pretty? I would imagine the pansy petal dies, you'd be able to use those dies to cut out these pansies, but it's just a guess. Here we are with Pale Papaya on the other side. I know, the paper is yummy. Here's another piece. We've got Polished Pink, Fresh Freesia, and Pale Papaya in here. And then this is the opposite, the Fresh Freesia. And then we have the leaves. And the opposite side, we've got the gingham again. And with the gingham, this is with the soft succulent, okay? You can use that. And then this is one of my faves. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? And these are smaller pansies, okay? So there's that one. And then this is the opposite side. And this actually is probably the color Bumblebee, all right? So that's a yellow, and that would be Bumblebee, all right? Oh, good, Jennifer. That's what I thought. Okay, so the die set for the pansy petals, the dies cut out the pansies, and they'll also cut out the leaves, and I did not know that. The name of the paper pack, Carol, is Pansy Petals Designer Paper, item number 155807. All right, so we're going to use this paper tonight, and so that was my reason for showing you this. I love it because it does coordinate with our end colors. Okay, so I'm going to slide this right back in the package, and now we'll get to our cards. Okay, so this card right here, Mana, is our Hostess Club card. Gail and Margaret, I know that you'll be joining me a week from Saturday for Hostess Club, and this is the card that we're making, and you actually get to select the color that you want, okay? You're welcome, Carol. All right, and as you can see, I've used the pansy petal paper. So here it is. This is the Pale Papaya. I've used the opal rounds here to embellish and or to embezzle. Ooh, that one needs some sticky stuff on it. This is Polished Pink with the designer paper. Now you're going to notice that I'm using the same border in all 5 cards. And this is the scallop border, and this is what we're going to use tonight. So I'm going to teach you how to use it, okay? I'm glad you like it, Mana. This is Evening Evergreen, and here are the bees and the paper, okay? And this is Fresh Freesia. Again, notice how the stamped image does not fill the flower. Okay, it's not designed to fill the flower. Fill the flower. Thank you, Sonia. I'm glad you like it. This is Soft Succulent. All right, with the designer paper. I just love this gingham. It just screams springtime, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna make this one together tonight and give this away. But I'm gonna also teach you not only how to cut along the side here, but to also cut a different way, okay? So this one opens from the side and this one opens from the top, all right? And on this one, I did include a little bee because there are bees in the paper, okay? So here they are. Both of these are done in soft succulent. So I'm gonna show you how to create both of these. And then our third card tonight is this one. All right, and I hope you like this one. This may still be a work in progress. I haven't decided if I'm crazy about it yet. There are parts of it that I love and other parts that I'm not so sure of. So this is going to be the third card tonight, okay? All right, so let's start with this one, which is the Hostess Club card this month. And we're actually going to create it in a different color. We're going to create it in Fresh Freesia, all right? Now this has already been cut and it's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and it's scored at 4.25 inches, all right? Thank you, Maria. It's nice to have you with us tonight. Thanks for joining us. And I'm so glad y'all like the card. That always makes me feel better. All right, so we are going to trim this with that new die, okay? But we also need to stamp this flower. And so let's get our stamping done so we can cut both items at the same time. All right, I know, I love the names of the new one colors too. Also, here is another die from this set. I've already pre-cut this one. It is the third from the smallest, all right? And that's the one that I used to cut this, all right? You see the beautiful stitching that goes around it? Isn't that lovely? So I've already cut it, super simple cut, you know, nothing fancy at all there. All right, so we're gonna start with our black Memento ink and Fresh Freesia ink, all right? And we're gonna ink up this flower. And if this doesn't turn out well, then I'll get my pad. Sometimes, actually the pad is right here, so let me grab it if I can grab it. Let's see here. I'm going to use the pad for stamping because it's a photopolymer stamp set. It doesn't have cushioning like a rubber stamp does. And so this pad helps with that. All right. So we have that done. Oh, good, Maria. I can't wait till you get your new goodies too. You're going to love it. All right. Now, we did stamp with this last week, and this is the stamp we'll use for the flowers, okay? And so we'll need to stamp it in soft succulent. And I don't know about your soft succulent ink pad, but mine's super juicy. And so I think I'm going to stamp off so that it's not too dark. All right. And then I'm going to line this up as best I can. Remember that it's going to stamp outside the lines and it's not going to fill the entire area. Now, if you do not care for this type of look, this watercolor look, then you can certainly use the Stampin' Blends for coloring, okay? And as a matter of fact, there isn't a stamp for the leaves, and so I am going to use my soft succulent Stampin' Blend, and this is actually the light one that I am using. And this only takes a second to do these leaves. All right. And then that is all done. I'm going to move that out of the way. And now we're going to be bringing in my large Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Now the reason I'm bringing in the large one tonight is due to this die. This die is probably 6 inches long, and our mini, the platform is 3 inches. Okay, so we're gonna go with the big one. I was doing fresh freesia. Yes, Diane, what am I thinking? I'm thinking soft succulent, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it. All right, we're gonna go with a soft succulent flower and fresh freesia card base. So sorry about that. All right. Let's get my Stampin' Cut machine out here. All right, now put it right up here. I'll move that out of the way. You know, I start talking and then I forget about what ink I should be using. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start with platform number 1. And let's see, we do need number 2, all right? It's telling us we need platform 1, 2, then a cutting pad, then the die and paper, and then a cutting pad. All right, so here is number 3, my cutting pad. And let's go ahead, we're gonna get our flower done. And we're gonna line this up. This one is super easy to line up. I'm gonna put that down right there. This is when you hold your breath and pray that your die doesn't move. Thanks, Diane. It is pretty. The colors, all 5 colors, they go together so well, don't they? They're just very complimentary of each other. All right. So our flower is done. I'm just gonna slide this back over this way. This is gonna be a little bit trickier for us, and we'll probably end up using some washi tape. And let me move my machine this way so you can see what I am doing. All right. Now, if some of you have the Big Shot and the magnetic platform, this border, this die loves to wiggle, okay? Now, if that wiggles for you, you can move your paper until you get the die in just the right place, which is what I usually do. But of course you can use washi tape. All right, so I've got a couple of questions here. So let me see. Hello, Peggy. It's good to have you. All right. Yeah, you can always watch the replay. Absolutely. Is there a storm in Richmond right now, Joyce? All right, so what I'm going to do is I pretty much want the border there, okay? And I'm taping it so it'll stay in place. And then I'm going to roll it through the Big Shot, okay? I am using the Stampin' Pierce mat. Yes, I am, Lee. Great question. All right. Oh, there we go. Now I can move this out of the way. All right. I am so glad. Enjoy your in color box. That makes me so happy, ladies. Thank you. All right, we're going to peel this off now. Uh-oh. I haven't had that. Oh, you know what? Hopefully it won't matter. All right, I'm going to start from here and I'm going to gently peel. Let's move this out of the way. All right, I'm going to gently peel. I hope I'm not messing up my card. I really am having a hard time getting that off. Ah, no, that's never happened before. Oh, for goodness sakes. All right. Okay, has that ever happened to y'all where the washi tape, oh, what in the world? Now look at my card. Can you believe that? Gracious. All right, I'm doing it again. Hang on. I've never had washi tape pull on my cardstock before. Let me grab some fresh freesia. I'm going to let you look at the card. Okay. I could switch it over, but I actually don't like that look, Lee. All right, the piercing is not as defined, so I really don't care for that. So now you get to see me cut a piece of cardstock here. All right, let's see. We're gonna score this at 4 1/4 inches. All right, and then I'm gonna rotate it to the 11-inch side, and I'm gonna cut it at 5 1/2 inches. And when I do that, I get 2 card bases that are already scored, okay? All right. You know, Carol, that's so funny because I've never had washi tape do that. It just really surprises me. All right, so I've got to be gentler with this. All right, I've got 1 and 2 for my platforms. Here's number 3. Let me move it to this side. I'm not going to use as much washi tape this time. All right, and that should certainly help. And I've been using, you know, the washi tape is old, but I've actually been using this particular roll for quite a bit. So I don't know. All right, let's see here. All right, and cutting pad. And you know what? Good. You've got to watch your die. It's got to be within the cutting pad, okay? If the die is over the cutting pad, then it's going to move. Oh, and I put my handle there. All right, hang on. I have my handle on the other side. Okay, I'm ready. All right. There we go. All right, here we go. And I am just going to gently peel that. Aha, got it. Yeah, it probably is the weather that you're having, Irma. Our weather here is fine right now, and my internet seems to be doing well, so I don't think it's on my end. All right, got that one. So use smaller pieces of washi tape and be real gentle when you go to pull it off. All right. So now with this card, we're actually going to stamp some words here. All right, that happened to me a lot, so I used that post. Oh, gotcha, Maria. All right, here we go. We're gonna do soft succulent because I did that with the flower, all right? And actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the fresh freesia. Hang tight. Use my simple chamois here to clean that up. Okay, sometimes the best laid plans, gracious. About how many inches to cover the spots? All right, I've got to think about that question, Lynn, because I don't know if I know for sure what you're asking me, okay? And Lynn, by the way, this is our Hostess Club project for this month, okay? And it will be with your order. Your kit will be with your order. Alrighty, so we're gonna add some dimensionals. I know you're shocked that we're doing that. All right. I know the dye is gorgeous, Peggy. It is so beautiful. Mary Kay says some washi tapes are more sticky than others, and if real sticky, stick to your fingers. Yeah, I agree, Mary Kay. And this one's so old, maybe it's just old. You know, that as well. Could be a bunch of different things. So, all right. As far as I know, Janet, the bees are available to order. I checked late this afternoon and they are available. Okay? Good question. All right, so for this card, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my die cut right here, okay? And then we're gonna pop this one up as well. Sorry about that, ladies. That took a little bit longer than I thought it would. All right, and I'm just putting the large dimensionals on the back of the picture, all right? Oh yes, I had thought about using embezzlements to cover up the paper, but where it was, I didn't think it would look right. So that's why I didn't do it. But I had thought about that. It was a thought that crossed my mind. All right. All right, so we need some embellishments here, and I'm looking for some. Oh, I know. Let's see. Let me grab my opal rounds. These are the opal rounds, and they're in the mini, but they carried over to the annual catalog, okay? And I'm going to use one large one, and I'll put it about right there. And then I'm going to grab two small ones, okay? And put it there. All right, and we do need to add the inside, so let's do that. That's gonna, you know, look at your card without the designer paper. This is really going to make it pop. All right. And I can use this or I can use this side. I'm gonna go with the gingham. All right, come on. And we're gonna add this right along the side, right there. I'm still waiting on my bumblebees too, Peggy. I ordered 9 packs, not 900. I ordered 9, and they have shipped. So I'm getting excited about them. They are on the way. They're flying here to Virginia. All right. So this is our first card tonight, and I did it differently this time. All right. I was supposed to stamp it with the fresh freesia, but I did it with soft succulent. And so there you go. Aren't they pretty? I love the gingham. It is so, so awesome. Yes, yes, I will, Nancy. We'll have Tom count the bees when they get here. It'll be like the cicadas, right? Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to take this very same design, and we're going to turn our card so that the scallop is going this way, okay? All right, so let's see here. Okay, so again, we're going to get our machine out. I'm going to get some practice now with this washi tape. All All right, so 1 and 2 are down, and here's number 3. And let's find the die. All right, I'm glad y'all like it. Now I'm going pretty high. I'm going to cut off this much. And now the reason for that is I want that beautiful designer paper to show, okay? I can cut it anywhere that I want, but because I want that designer paper to show, I'm going to cut about there, okay? And actually, I'm going to hold my breath and I'm going to try this without the washi. You can also use a Post-it note. I pretty much have good luck, you know, without anything. So, all right, here we go. And it looks like I had some luck this time because this is going to be the front of our card. Okay, let's go ahead and add our designer paper, okay? As soon as I can get everything out of my tray. Okay, so my my cardstock measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, okay, which is the same size as the inside of this card. My designer paper, and I didn't tell you that on the last one, and I don't see my ruler tonight. I can tell you what it is though. It's 4 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches, okay? Because I cut the paper this evening. I don't know why I remember that particular measurement, but I did. All right. And I'm struggling with everything tonight. What is going on here? All right, here we go. Okay, and then we're gonna add this to the inside. Yes, always leave a word out of my That's okay. I got it now, Maria. No worries. Yes, Post-it note does work well. And then you may not have that chance of the ripping, but where it ripped on my card, I don't think I could have covered it up with an embellishment, maybe a butterfly, but not a small embellishment. And I just wasn't happy with that. All right, so that's our card here. And then we're going to take this die again. It's the same die that we used, okay, in the last card. Oh, thanks, Simone. Yeah, I did get my bracelet in Hawaii, and it was created by a local artist. So, and it's super comfortable. Like, I forget I even have it on. All right, first card, 1 inch by 5 1/2 inches. That's what the gingham strip is, okay? All right, and this one is wider, all right? So let's do some stamping again, and we're going to take the Memento ink, and I wish I had like a super large workspace under this camera, but that's kind of hard to come by. All right, so this is the black Memento right here, okay? And then we're going to take the image that you stamp over it, and that's going to be in Fresh Freesia. All right. Now, yeah, let's do that one in Fresh Freesia. Okay. Now with this one, I'm glad it's photopolymer so you can see right through it. My goodness, I am having a time. All right. Now we're close. What I do to match it up is to keep turning the stamp until I get it in a good place that I think matches the outline. And I think that'll do it, okay? And so there is our Fresh Freesia. Now, if you want, you can kick it up a notch and you can actually color the center, and I'm doing that with Pale Papaya. And the Pale Papaya is the dark, but you could certainly use the light Pale Papaya if you wanted. And then our words, let me clean the words here. We're going to do that in Fresh Freesia. Right there. All right. Okay. Y'all are so funny. I'm glad you like the bracelet. It was on there was this cute little gift shop at the resort, and I'd go in there every day and look at all their goodies. And then one day I decided, I'm going to get this bracelet. So it was made by a local artist. I actually got to meet the artist that designed it. So that was kind of cool too. It was made right in Hawaii. All right, I think we've got that. Let's add dimensionals to the back. We're going to pop it up, and I know that you are surprised by that. That spot right there is the Pale Papaya Stampin' Blend. It just kind of seeps through the paper a bit. Definitely could put embellishments in the center. Absolutely, Carol. And a bee would also be super cute in the center. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this one, okay? Just like that. And so as you can see, you can create the card along the side or along the top. So I wanted to just show you another option for using the dies in this set, okay? So I hope that you like these, and as a matter of fact, let's put, what happened to my little embellishments? Let's see, I had some, I thought I had some bees over here, but I don't see them, so we shall move on. But a cute bee would be darling, about right there. All right, a bee would be great. You're right, Peggy. Super simple cards. They are fast to make. In this particular, oh, thanks Maria for sharing. In this particular card, I actually did cut this one out and pop it up. So that's another option for you, is to cut out the flower like we did here and then pop them up. All right, or you can just stamp them on the actual die cut, okay? So, and I don't know about you all, but I always seem to need thank you cards, so I tend to use thank you a lot. All right, so now we're gonna move on to our third card, and I think we're doing okay on time. Now this one, I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques. Do you see how I've taken the stem of the other flower and I have put this flower on top? So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I've also used that scallop border again to cut the designer paper. And there's another element in the stamp set, this grunge. That comes with the stamp set, so we're going to use that. And then I've got these darling, darling little embellishments that I'm going to show you tonight, okay? And this is also one of the dies from the scalloped contour dies, which is what we're playing with tonight, okay? All right, let's see what we've got here. Yes, we are going to cut this one more time. We're going to be really good at that, aren't we? All right, so the measurement for this piece of designer paper is 4 1/4 inches, and I believe this is 2 1/4 inches. All right, I'm sorry, I don't have my ruler on the table tonight. Hello, Lynn, welcome. So yeah, we're gonna take that and we're gonna be cutting that designer paper. And then we're actually going to stamp one of these flowers again. Let's see here, what color are we gonna do? All right, we're gonna do one with fresh freesia and one with the polished pink. Okay, this X on my scrapbook tells me that this X on my basic white cardstock is telling me, hey, this is your scrap paper. Use this for stamping and cutting out. You know, it's not part of the card, so I have to remind myself of that. All right, so let's go ahead. We're actually going to ink up this flower again. You need 2 of these. I've already stamped and cut out one just to kind of save us. Laura, this grid paper doesn't have numbers on it, so I can't use it for that. I really wish I could, but unfortunately, I cannot. All right. So let's stamp. We'll do the fresh freesia first. So this is our last card. Hang in there with me, and we're gonna have Prize Patrol. All right, let's get this out of the way before I mess that up. And let's see, I'll zoom in a little bit and give this thing a spin. Okay. I know, and it's been recommended to me to mark the flower so that I know where to stamp and cut it. But I'm going to be really honest with you. I spent quite a bit of time today trying to figure it out, and I still can't figure it out. So I still do my little twist. It's like a puzzle. So, and, all right. So that's that one, and I'm going to clean it so that we can do one in polished pink, okay? This one right here is already cut. Yes, we are going to cut a flower together. That should be fun, right? I know, aren't the colors fun? Thank you, Joni. What a nice compliment. Thank you. Cindy, I didn't realize that, but 4 squares is 1 inch. Very good. I will have to remember that. I think I'm learning more than y'all are tonight, for sure. All right, again, I am going to just turn this until I get it how I want it. And if you look directly over the stamp set, that is a big help as well. All right. There we go. Okay. Oh, thank you, Connie. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. At this point, ladies, for creating the card, you would also need to stamp 2 of these flowers. I've already done that for us because it's the same thing, stamp and cut, same die, all that good stuff, okay? So you need 2 of these, all right? And I'm going to show you how to cut the flower, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and bring in our machine again. And I need to move that so I don't lose it. And I need to zoom out. And now we're ready to cut our designer paper. And again, I am using the standard Stamp and Cut emboss machine tonight because this die is too long for the mini, okay? It is too wide. All right, so hopefully that's not going to slip on me. I think I'm going to be okay. All right, there we go. Sorry about all the shaking. All right, we got it. It is done. Okay. And now we've got our beautiful little scalloped border. I'm going to put the die away so I don't lose it. All right. Now here comes the fun right here. And here is the die that I used earlier today. Right here and right here, okay, there are some longer pieces. It kind of gives you a space between the petals. So I'm going to go with that for my guide. And actually, And yes, I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure this out today, ladies, and I don't have any good tips for you right now. All right, I thought I had it figured out. I was gonna mark the stamp, I was gonna mark the die, and daggone it, I just didn't have it. So if you like putting puzzles together, all right, this one might work for you. Okay, all right, so I think we can go with that right there. All right, there we go. And I think that's going to be it for our cutting tonight. All right, and still I don't think that was lined up that great either. So I have one really good one and one not so good one. All right. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. I'm going to zoom in. We're going to put our card together. This is a card base that's measuring 11 inches long, 4 1/4 inches, and it's scored along the 11-inch side, and it's scored at 5.5. Okay? Thank you. Thanks, Margaret. I need that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and tape this on first, believe it or not. And so I'm going to show you that I'm not going to tape the entire thing, or I won't tape across the top. Okay? So I have taped the sides and along the bottom. And now I am going to add it to the base of the card. But what I've done is I've left this open so that I can get the stems inside behind the designer paper, all right? It's very true, Peggy. The flowers are created like that. So yeah, you're right. You are right. All right, we're gonna need these, and so let's go ahead and color the leaves. All right, so we'll do that first. I'll zoom in a little bit as we work here. And here's a leaf up here, and then, all right. We got a, oh, you know what? I don't have to color up there because we're not going to need that. We're going to put flowers over it. All right, so I don't need to color that leaf. All right, so I'm going to trim these, and I'm going to trim right at the stem. Okay, so I've separated that, and then I'm going to trim right here. All right, I can keep this for another project, or I can toss it. All right, because all I need right now is this. Okay, I'm going to do the very same thing to this one. And now I have my stems. Okay, all righty. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this. And I'm going to put a glue dot right on the bottom of that stem. And I'm going to tuck this in about right there. Okay? So I've kind of left that loose. If you want to put a glue dot behind that, you can certainly do that. Then I'm going to position my flower where I think it should be. And I'm going to get the grunge and I'm going to ink that up. Where'd my flower go? I'm going to position my flower, and then I'm going to add some grunge. All right? And I think I'll even add a little bit right there. All right, and so that is actually how I added the grunge. All right, so that's with fresh freesia. And now we're going to use polished pink. This is my simple chamois, and I cut it in quarters. Sometimes I use that for small stamps or with the Stamparatus. All right, now we've got our other flower as well. So let's get that stem. This one I'm gonna make lower, okay? All right. I'm gonna make that one a little bit lower. So the flowers are not the same height. It's gonna be a polished pink flower. So let's see how that's gonna look. Yep, I think that'll do it. Alrighty, let's use the pale papaya and let's color the centers. And don't forget, I've been forgetting Wink of Stella tonight, but Stella would look very, very pretty with all of these flowers. All right. Alrighty. And now we'll add this one. And we are going to add our words, which we forgot to stamp. So let's do that. I'm going to do polished pink again for the words. Oh, yes, a little Wink of Stella. We're going to cut this out with one of the dies. That's part of this bundle. And we forgot to do that earlier. But that is all right. We've got it right here. Okay. So we'll use our machine one more time. Now you could certainly use the mini for this. All right. And let me zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. And then there's my, I need to straighten that up a little bit. Okay, now we're ready. All right. That was an easy one to cut. And that's what the die looks like. Excuse me. All right. Oh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. Gosh, I don't think that's ever happened in 2 years. What in the world happened? Gracious. All right, we're going to add a little ribbon, ladies. I know you're surprised. Yeah, that's right. Stella is taking a break. Absolutely. I've cut a little bit of ribbon, I don't know, 2 inches or so, and I have put the glue dot right in the center of that ribbon. And then I'm going to fold it over like that. Okay. Thank you. Gosh, I've been doing this for 2 years, and I cannot believe I sneezed. Oh, me. Oh, what else could happen, right? We're going to add this to the back, just like that. And then we're going to add some dimensionals. All right. And we're going to put that about right there. I changed the ink color on this. I would like that. It looks crooked to me, so I'm going to kind of lift it up. There we go. I changed the ink color. I originally used Fresh Freesia, but I'm thinking that, I'm thinking I like the polished pink better. Okay. All right, and I'll zoom out a little bit more. We're gonna do a little bit of the embellishing. Let's put some Wink of Stella on this because this is gonna go home with somebody, right? Someone's taking this home, and it's almost time for Prize Patrol. We're gonna add a few embellishments that I want to introduce you to tonight. So now you have a different way to use your stems and your flowers. All right. Thank you. Oh, thank you, ladies, so much. Gosh, y'all don't know how good that makes me feel. Thank you so much. Okay. So these are called loose flower flourishes, all right? They come in 3 colors, fresh freesia, polished pink, and pale papaya, all right? You've got your large one and you got a teeny one. And you get 60 of these? Yeah, you get 60 of these in a container. So that's what we're gonna add to our card, okay? And I am going to be using my Take Your Pick tool. All right. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you like the cards. All right. I'm going to use my Tombow glue. You could use a glue dot on the big flower. Okay. All right. Hang on one second. I need to fix my glue. All right. I'm sorry. Just fixing my glue. All right, and I'm gonna put one little bit of glue right there, okay? Very little glue, okay? I know these flowers are amazing. They're in the embellishment section of the new annual catalog, Carol. Don't miss them. So if you don't have the bees, you can use your flowers, okay? These are super, super cool. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, ladies. All right, so right here, okay, I'm putting the big one. Now, this is with the Tombow liquid glue, okay? All right, now I'm going to do 2 littles because we're going to do odd numbers. All right, and I'm using the putty tool on the Take Your Pick tool, and that's very helpful. I pick some right up, and then there's my 3rd one. And this is the Take Your Pick tool. You know, I think I owned this thing for a year and I didn't know what to do with it. And now I need it all the time. It's amazing. Page 141. Thank you, Laura. They're called loose flower embellishments. Add them to your list because they're going to add a lot to your card. All right. So I think I like the second card better than the first, ladies. I really do. So the second one's going to go home with someone tonight. Thank you, Anita. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your comments, ladies. Thank you. It makes me feel really good. I'm just glad you're enjoying the cards. All right, so we're going to get ready for our drawing. Let me get the other 2 cards out. This is our hostess code this week. I'll put that up for a few minutes in case you're shopping. That's going to be one we're going to give away. And here's the other one.